Roy Lichtenstein was born October 27, 1923 in Manhattan and died on September 29, 1997. He was 73 years old. He was part of the pop art movement. Pop art started during the mid-1950s. The movement presented a challenge to traditions of fine art by including images from popular culture such as advertising and comic books. He made more than 60 paintings and sculptures. He has two series of paintings called 10 Landscapes, 1967, and Virtual Interiors, 1996, both of which you can see at the High Museum of Art. Roy's father, Milton Lichtenstein, was a real estate agent, and his mother, Beatrice Werner, was a homemaker. Roy Lichtenstein started in summer classes at the Art Students League of New York. In February 1943, Lichtenstein was selected to be in the military in World War II, and he was sent to Europe in 1945. As part of the military, he saw action in France, Belgium, and Germany. He made sketches throughout his time in Europe, and after the war ended, he intended to study at the University of Paris. Roy studied there just for 1 year because his father was very sick. A few weeks later, his dad died, so he returned back to Manhattan. Then Roy painted $10 bill in 1956. In 1961, he started making pop art in a lot of paintings, including Look Mickey, Girl with Ball, I Can See the Whole Room, Mr. Bellamy, Rhoda Royal, and Engagement Ring. Then in 1963, he made Wham! Along with some of his other most famous paintings. Roy made the most paintings in 1964 with over 9 made. As well, in 1964, Lichtenstein became the first American to exhibit at the Tate Gallery in London. Roy Lichtenstein uses a technique called Ben-Day dots. Ben-Day dots are colored dots put closely together to make it seem like a solid color. For example, you can use a violet purple to create a royal blue. You can see a lot of these in Wham! And is a technique that Roy got from comics. In his final years, he created Van Gogh bedroom, but put it into modern times by switching the chairs and clothes around. His last piece of art was the House series. My favorite paintings by Roy Lichtenstein are Wham!, Look Mickey, and Vroom. I chose Roy Lichtenstein because I like how he brings attention to things that the world ignored. You probably didn't know that the house in front of the High Museum of Art was made by Roy Lichtenstein. I like Wham! Because it's so exciting. Every time you look at it, you always notice a different detail. And when you look extra close, you see the Ben-Day dots. You can also see all the different methods that he used, as well as all the action in it. My eyes just get dragged to the diagonal lines in it. I like Look Mickey as well, because it's just like something that you would see in a Mickey Mouse cartoon. Because Donald Duck did something very stupid by thinking he got a fish, but really he got his tail. And it's just a really classic thing that you would laugh at on TV, but then you really admire if somebody put it on canvas. I finally like Vroom because it has so much action, just like Wham! You don't see as many Ben-Day dots than Wham!, but there is still a lot of action in it. I also like Vroom because it has an explosion in it, and I love explosions.